someone I just got to know this week. But like I was telling him on, we were just chatting. A lot of his media has been very prominent. We are talking to Dave Chapman of Amusement Park Portal, and Dave is a YouTuber, and his channel is called Amusement Park Portal, and he's also has a popular Facebook group with the same name and is an amusement park enthusiast. David is also a fellow ACE member, and well, he's also a Kennywood Krazy member. So, thank you so much, brother, so much from the bottom of my heart for taking the time to do this. We appreciate you.
My pleasure.
Now, I know that you have family, kids, and it's different when you have, I have a wife, I'm married, we don't have kids, but it's a little bit different when you have children. It's really have to put aside stuff and to make this happen. So thank you so much. But
Well, no problem.
okay, so we usually do these, so just ask questions and just do a chat. So that's how we get to know each other. And you are in the coaster community, just like me. So, so how long has your channel been around, and what made you want to start it, and why?
Oh gosh, well, I was just thinking about that. I gotta look and see how long it's been now. But Facebook, I know it's probably been about 5 years. And the funny thing is, it started out as just a hobby. I have so many pictures I've taken over the years of the amusement parks, and I thought, man, where could I share these? I want other people to see these too and enjoy them as much as I do.
Yeah.
And so I started posting them on there, and after about a few months, it just took off. And it's crazy to think now we're over 50,000 members on there, and we get over close to 3 million visits on our site every month. We started the YouTube channel a couple years ago. And it started out really slow, but now it's really starting to take off. We've gained a couple hundred new subscribers over just the last few weeks. So, I mean, it's really
Awesome.
really taken off. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I think what it was is a few years ago I noticed your Facebook page, and we're actually brother. I don't know how you would name it or whatever. We are uh, Facebook page people or whatever, like because we're like in the same genre, and we started about the same time. I think Kennywood Krazy's been around for about 5 years, maybe going. Yeah, around about 5 years. I know time flies, and you just don't even put a pin on it.
Oh,
And,
I know. Yeah.
you know,
Blink. Yeah.
but yeah, that's how I kind of noticed you. And then just recently, I kind of reached out to you because I was like, yeah, maybe we should just see what he would be willing to do. So, but yeah. Anyway, so I noticed that your channel is a vlog and also a non-vlog style channel. So, what was that? This an early decision to do it that style, and why? Also, did you take any influences off any other people or YouTubers that you like to watch?
Well, there's no particular reason why I did it that way. It was just easier for me, to be honest, to put it all in one place. Um, and as far as influencers go, there's a few out there. One of them is, I don't know if you ever heard Adam the Woo. I
Yes,
started
he's
watching his
unfortunately
videos. Unfortunately,
he just
yeah, he
passed.
just passed
Unfortunately, that's
recently.
horrible. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the chance to meet him one time down in at one of our Disney trips for briefly, really briefly, but he was a
Uh,
really nice guy. And I started watching his content, and that's really what inspired me to get going in it. And then I kind of mixed that with my love of amusement parks together. So
I forgot to ask you, what is your home park?
my home park, well, it's funny. I'm in Michigan, but my home park is Cedar Point.
Now,
Michigan Adventure, I
that's
know, is in Michigan, but it's actually slightly further than Cedar Point. So.
yeah, it's kind of crazy because you are almost somewhat dead zone, but not because if you got Cedar Point, but if you drive south halfway through the nation, you got Silver Dollar City, and then you got another Six Flag Park, St. Louis, and
Well,
even if
I'm
you want,
2.5 hours from Cedar Point, and I'm about 3 hours from Michigan Adventure.
Oh,
So,
cool. Yeah. But okay. So I have been doing my homework, and so one of your videos I saw that you did a trip to Knoebels, one of my favorite parks.
oh yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
So when I saw that you did that trip, and I'm assuming you spent some time there before at Knoebels, before even before that, and have ridden the Haunted Mansion there, correct?
Awesome
Yeah.
dark ride, yes.
Yeah. So, and I also seen that you did a vlog from Magic Kingdom. Is that correct?
I
Yeah.
did, yep.
Okay. Have you rode the Haunted Mansion there?
Oh, yeah, I've ridden that one and the Knoebels version. I like them
So,
both, but I still Knoebels is definitely the better of the two.
so that's what I was just getting. What do you think one is the better, and why do you think it? Why do you think that is true?
It's hard to really put a finger on just one reason, but for me, I'm a real stickler for like classic dark rides. I really liked
Yeah.
all those classic dark ride elements and how they put them together. Like if you've been to Waldemere Park, their Wacky Shack, like is
Yeah,
kind of similar to
definitely.
that too in a way.
Water was awesome.
I just like, um, is it Bill Tracy? If I'm saying that right, I could be wrong. That designed those
Yeah,
dark
yeah.
rides.
Actually, he did a
Yeah.
little bit. There was the Le Cachet and Kennywood that he did too, also. But he did
Yeah,
at
yeah.
Waldemere. He did the Wacky Shack, and he also did Pirates Cove. So they are blessed that they have two, not just one, but two of those dark rides in the same place. So
Yeah, they're wonderful, and I've always been a stickler for a dark ride. If a park has a dark ride, I'm all over it. I
yeah,
love it. And Knoebels, they take such good care of that dark ride, and they're constantly updating it, refreshing it, and I mean, it looks like a new ride every time you go on there. I mean, they just love that ride to death.
they take care of it. That is for sure. I think that's why another reason why that they if you have a wristband, you can't use a wristband. You have to have a ticket and buy a ticket, separate ticket to
That's
get
one
on
of the
there.
reasons.
It's
Um,
because so they
I
can
watched
maintain
an
it.
interview with him. Yeah, well, I watched an interview with him about that. And he says the reason it's not included in the pop wristband is because it keeps down on vandalism. Typically, a person that pays extra to go into an attraction like that is a lot less likely to vandalize.
Huh? I did
So,
not know that.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, um, we're both obviously both roller coaster enthusiasts, and throughout the years, I've had my favorite coasters. You probably do too, right? But in the amusement park industry, there's always this flat rides that we hold dear to our heart. Mine is the turtle. What is your favorite flat ride and why?
Oh gosh, flat rides. That's a tough one. There's a lot of them. Obviously, I love the turtle. That's a classic in
Yeah,
itself. And unfortunately, the last one left at Kennywood.
definitely.
But
We did that documentary on it, and it was pretty of a lot of fun doing that, and I learned a lot off about that ride, and had an opportunity to speak to a man's who I interviewed, Charles Townsend. His dad actually worked at the company. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
that's awesome. Oh no, um, it's hard to put my finger on just one, but I like the classics more than the more modern ones. Like the Bear and Curve that Kennywood used to have is one of my favorites. I always like a good Himalaya. The classic Himalayas, not the new ones that don't have any hills in them. They just go in a
Oh,
circle, like you see at the carnivals.
yeah.
Um, Kangaroo, of course, that's one of a
Oh,
kind.
yeah. The only one in the world.
You know, yeah, yeah. I think there used to be another one overseas, but I believe that one's gone now too. But unfortunately, I always, of course, we talked about dark rides. I like those. Um, Paratroopers. I like the paratrooper
I don't
rides.
think I've ever
And
been on.
anything unique. Yeah,
Sorry, I
anything
don't.
unique that you can't find in anywhere else, like the classic whip rides, like things like that. I really enjoy.
When it comes to family-owned parks like Knoebels, Waldemere, and Kennywood, What do you think is so special about them that maybe a Six Flags or Cedar Fair park does not have? What is so special about those parks that some of those corporate parks might not have?
Oh, charm, classic rides. The hits are just dripping with history and nostalgia. You know, you walk into a corporate park these days and cement and steel everywhere. Everything's the same. I've been to all but one Six Flags park in the country, and at the end of the day, they all pretty much had the same things. I mean, different rides, of course, but the offerings are pretty much the same. You go to like the family parks. I mean, one, it's much more affordable. You know, two, like I said, the nostalgia, and you can ride rides there or find rides there that you cannot find anywhere else. They
It's
like to
very
maintain and
true.
keep those classics around. You know, you go to like Cedar Point, for example, you're not ever going to find a kangaroo or a bear and curve there these days. You're going to find more modern, you know, rides that pretty much every park has. You know, and that's the one thing, especially like Kennywood and Knoebels, just the history of the two. There is just that alone is enough to go visit that park. I mean, I love it. I love the history.
Yeah, me too. I mean, if you think about Kennywood alone, I don't know if they're older than Waldemere or not. Can't remember. But if you think about it, that park has got some really special history. They're all trolley parks. You know, each one of them are trolley parks. Even Knoebels, I no, Knoebels wasn't a
I don't think Knoebels
no,
was.
no, it wasn't because that was a farm that they had a swimming pool that and it turned out to be a camping area, and then eventually they added a bunch of amusement park rides to it, and now it's to how it's today. But um, yeah, like I was saying, it's like Kennywood's got so much history from the day one to now. You think about it, and all the coasters that used to be there, all the rides that used to be there. I find it very fascinating of like thinking and seeing the pictures of people that used to be there back in the day or whatever when they first started having film and pictures at that park, and I find it fascinating. So, but
It is, and you know, it's funny. We were talking about it the other day, and I believe my first visit to Kennywood was early '90s. I know the Steel Phantom was fairly new. I can't remember what year that came out, but it was fairly new at the time during our first visit. And what's nice is Kennywood's always evolving with some newer attractions every few years, but they always keep those classics around. And it's always
yeah,
nice to revisit them, you know, every visit.
yeah.
You know, they just a lot of memories there.
I don't know if you know this. David Hayner, when I interviewed him, he said back in the '70s, maybe late '60s. I can't remember what the era was, but how they got, and tell me if you knew this or not, they got, every year they got a new ride. And how they did that was they rented a new ride and installed it in the park, and what if it was doing well with tickets, they would go eventually go purchase that ride. And that's how the swings in the park have evolved into the park. Originally, they rented that ride off of a manufacturer, installed it right across from the Noah's Ark, and it just did really well. And so they bought uh, a, uh, a wave swinger, and it's been there
Yeah,
at
I
that
think
park
they
for
call them
many
flying
years.
carousels or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
flying carousels. But yeah, I think the generic term at the park is wave swinger. Then
yeah.
they have also one at Waldemere. There's almost every park has them. They're very popular. But isn't that interesting? I didn't know if you knew that. Like they Kennywood, they used to rent their rides out first and try them out, and then install them if they did well, so, permanently. So I thought that
That
was
is
pretty
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah, didn't know that.
Yeah. But yeah, when I did that interview with David. He was very kind, but he took me to school, man. I learned a lot off of him. You know, he's He's a historian, so he knows all that stuff. So, in one of your videos, you called a look back at our crazy 2025 season. And I just watched this not too long ago. You highlighted all the parks you were able to go to this year, and all your trips and parks throughout the nation and outside the nation too. You said where did you go in the outside? One you said you traveled outside the nation. Where was that
Yeah, we,
at?
we go to Canada's
Oh
Wonderland.
yeah,
We like to visit
Canada.
a few, and it's funny because Canada's Wonderland is actually closer to us than Kings Island.
Oh wow.
So
So
yeah.
you also did the outside the nation, which you just said where it was, Canada's Wonderland. What was one of your favorite trips that you've done and why?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one. I've been on so many, and there's highlights from all of them. If you're talking ever, we did a East Coast trip a few years back. It was a crazy trip. I want to say it was like 15 parks all in one
Yeah.
trip because there's so many parks in that area of the country on the East Coast. Of course, Kennywood was one of them, you know. And that's the
Yes.
nice thing about Kennywood is you hit travel anywhere out east, you're going to pass by Kennywood. And so you got
Yeah.
to stop by Kennywood. But we did all the parks like, Busch Gardens, Kings Dominion, Six Flags America, New Jersey, the Great America, or Great Adventure rather, Lake Compound, Great Escape. We did all those parks through there, all on one trip, and it was crazy, but it was a lot of
I would
fun. We
think
were
so.
tired, but we really enjoyed that trip. Got to see a
Yeah,
lot of parks we'd never been to.
I, me and my wife haven't been to quite a few of the ones that you just but we've got to do a few of those ones that you've done. Um, what do you think? Why was it special to you for that during that trip? There's just something that just stuck out that you did.
It was probably one of the longest trips we ever did. I think it was like 2 weeks it took us to do that.
2 weeks. Wow.
And yeah, yeah, we did a park every day. I think we had like one day in there that we kind of took it easy a little bit, but just it was a long trip, a lot of memories. We didn't have a lot of money back then, so we didn't stay in hotels every night. So we stayed at some campgrounds. We had a
Oh,
tent.
wow.
Me and my wife. Like I said, we were
Awesome.
newly married. We didn't have money, and got rained out at the campgrounds a few times and all. There's just a lot of memories,
Yeah,
were made on
memories.
that trip that kind of were special
So,
and stick to us to this
I
day.
think I think you said that you're married and you have kids. Now that your generation,
Yes.
you have your own uh, children, and obviously you probably take them along with you. But you guys still go on trips like that with them?
Yes, they love it. They love the
I'm
parks.
sure.
They're little coaster enthusiasts. They'll go on like Steel Vengeance and Millennium Force, and they'll put their hands
Awesome.
up, and it's kind of hard, harder to go on those longer trips when you have kids, obviously.
Yeah.
But we try to do them when we can.
Do
We
you
got a
do you
couple
feel
planned for this year.
do you feel it's very important for you guys as a family to do these trips together?
Oh, absolutely. Not only is beyond the park itself being a lot of fun, it's great bonding, with the kids and that make memories together at these places.
Yeah, and that's all it is about. It's about making memories, spending time together.
Absolutely.
And some people do it by going and jumping off a plane together, or so maybe going to have ice cream. Well, we as
Yeah,
enthusiasts go to these parks to ride roller coasters together and make the memories that way. So, but when it comes to amusement parks, though, things have to change. They can't really stay stagnant for very long because of obvious reasons. You have to change or die. Um, and at times, rides, food stands, and games come and go. Why do you think it's so hard for people to accept the change when it comes to amusement parks? When it comes to the people them changing the park, like like I was saying, food stands and rides disappearing. And also, what should be the mainstay of an amusement park?
Well, it's funny because, like I said, Cedar Point's my home park, and I do a lot of Cedar Point on our site. And people are always complaining about things leaving or coming and going. And it's like when you're a regular, I think it's more the regulars at the park that visit the park once, twice, 3 times a week, all summer. They almost feel like an ownership in the park. Like part of the park belongs to them in a way. I know we know that's not true,
Yeah.
but that's just how people
Yeah.
feel. And you get to know something well enough, and then it's taken away, and you're going to react. I mean, that's just how enthusiasts do.
Yeah.
I always like change at parks, keeping things fresh. I know, like ride or parks rather, keep track of the ridership on rides, and they weigh that against the maintenance costs. What it costs to maintain a ride and keep it going. And if the attendance numbers for that ride just aren't matching what it costs for the maintenance upkeep, then it's probably time for that ride to go. Rides
Yeah.
get old, and that. Some of the rides. I don't know how Kennywood does it, to be honest. With some of their older rides, I don't know where they
Oh.
get the parts for them.
Well,
They got to
I know.
fabricate it.
Yeah, they do. Actually, there is the turtle, and being it's the only one, and RE Chambers was the last manufacturer to be able to provide the parts to it, and they, since long gone, they have just started manufacturing their own parts in house. And the same thing with the Kangaroo. For many years they were doing it. Now, since they had it renovated, Premier Rides renovated it. I don't really sure if they go to Premier Rides to ask for parts or they still do it in house. But yeah, you are correct. There is so many classic rides out there that's it's very tough to find. And that's one of the things I love about Kennywood is they it's a testament to Kennywood's management to preserve these rides, these classic rides for many generations and spend the money and say this is worth it. This is part of history. So,
Hmm. And I think that's, like I said, we talked about how that's part of Kennywood's charm. And I think that's what keeps a lot of people going back to the park is the charm and
definitely.
the nostalgia part of it.
Definitely.
I mean, yeah, they got their thrill rides like Steel Curtain and Phantom, but those classic rides are always going to keep people coming back. They've been around
Definitely.
for generations, and people bring their kids there, and their kids bring their kids there,
Yeah.
and they just
It's
have
a
a lot of memories that
generational
go with that.
place. Places like that are
Yeah,
very generational. Unfortunately, like
yeah,
something like a Six Flags Park that, or something like that. It's just kind of newer, has a newer feel. It may not be as
yeah.
generational, but what should be the mainstay of an amusement park, though?
Well, you have your staples like your carousel. I think every park should have a carousel. Every park should have a Ferris wheel. Of course, the roller coasters. Um, things like that. And I mean, beyond that, different roller coasters, a good variety of roller coasters, good food options, live entertainment.
Yeah.
You gotta offer the whole package. I know a lot of people are there just for the coasters. I go there for the coasters and dark rides, but I also like to experience what else the parks have to offer too. Like I said, the entertainment, what kind of special food offerings they have, like the potato patch at Kennywood.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just certain things that work at certain parks that I think should be staples.
Yeah, I agree too, and I also think though that should mainly feel that it should be the staple and the mainstay is the people. I mean, you think about it. I keep on saying this to a
Absolutely.
lot of people. Um, if the people are not there, then it's just a concrete jungle or a place with a bunch of metal and machines and some abandoned buildings.
Hmm.
It's true. That
Absolutely. And the staff too. The staff is very
yes,
important. You see a lot of these big corporate parks, the turnover rate of employees is just crazy. I mean, every year you go and it's like totally new people, including in the upper
yeah,
management. And like with places like Kennywood, Knobles, and all that, you notice it's always family. It's always the same for the most part, the same people in the same
Yeah.
positions for many years.
Yeah, and I can testify to that being we go every weekend and we've made a lot of friends with the ride ops and even the people who clean the park, the sweep the park. We've come to know them and just say hi and have conversations with them for about a few minutes, and then they're good people out there, and they have a big heart. They love those parks. I know one of our Kennywood Krazy moderators is a ride op there. Originally, when I met Aiden, he was 15, going on 16. He's 19 years old now, and he's been at that park for about 4 years. Ride ops. He operates Skyrocket, and he also Potato Smash and a bunch of the rides in the park. And I got to know him really well. But like we become family in there. I mean, that's why I always call when we do our videos. We say it's Kennywood Krazy Family. What's up, Crazy Family? Because that's what we are. Is we're family. Just like you said, it is very special to have people that you go there and you know them and you love spending time with them, and that's what makes it very important. And that's why we go is just
Oh,
to make
absolutely.
time. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
what
and like I
about?
said, the big corporate parks, you don't get that.
No, no. So the next question is I ask with everyone, and you already touched a little bit about it, but if you go a little more depth, what about Kennywood are you crazy about?
Oh gosh. Well, we kind of touched on it, the nostalgia for one. I mean, you walk in there and you got the old mill right there in front of you, and it's like, wow, you can just smell it when you go in there. The
Yeah.
oldness of it, the mustiness.
Yes.
I love that smell, and it's just like you're not gonna find that anywhere else. I mean, that
Yeah.
just the smells, the sights, the sounds. Just look around, and it's just like, wow, this is amazing. This is what a theme park should, or an amusement park in Kennywood's case should look like and feel like. We love our visits there, and it's always good to get a taste of nostalgia. After going to all these corporate parks, it's refreshing to visit parks like Kennywood.
Yes. Yes, it is. I tell you, I think I told you a story about my wife and I, and you know, um, that park has actually been healing for our families too. These music parks we go to, there it's just, especially Kennywood, it's very special for us because we connect it at these parks. And I keep on saying this through this the whole video. Rocky and I, we weren't doing so hot together as a couple, and then we started spending time up there. And so I think that's for me why Kennywood is so special, why I became crazy about it, because God used it as a healing tool for my marriage. So that's for me.
That's
That's
very cool.
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. My wife, we met at Cedar Point working there years ago.
See, yeah, I
So
remember you
the
telling
same
me that
thing.
the other
Yeah.
day. That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, this is so like that even confirms what we were saying earlier about the importance of relationships up these parks, like how em- embodied it is to friendships and marriages and the whole 9 yards. It's pretty neat. So from what you
It's
told me,
amazing.
yeah, yeah, it is. So from what you told me though, you had a chance to go to attend Fin and Fall Fest for the first time this year. Is that correct?
Oh, this year upcoming?
Yeah. Well, no, you just were there like a couple months ago. This
Oh, no, no.
2025.
We just went to the Halloween event there. We didn't go to the fun. We weren't able to do the Phoenix Fall Fest. I'm
No.
planning on doing it this upcoming year.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Phantom Fall
Yeah.
Fest at Kennywood.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so yeah,
Yeah.
the Phantom Fall.
That's what they call the Halloween event, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
what
That's
you
what we
were
went.
at this year. So this is the first time you were there this year, right? For the Phantom Fall Fest
Yeah. It was our
event.
one and only visit. It was our one and only visit, unfortunately, this year.
Okay. So and also you did a vlog from there also, right? Yep.
Yes. It was.
From
Yeah.
from what I understand, you did enjoy it, right? You did enjoy your visit. S-
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
So what I want to ask you, what do you think Kennywood did well this year, and what do you think Kennywood could do better next time that you visit, or the following year?
Well, I think it was great what they did with Steel Curtain this year. From what I've been hearing, it's running reliable all season. I've heard that was my first time
It's
experiencing
about
it.
time too, huh?
Yeah, it's a good
It's about
ride.
time.
The last few times we were there, it was not operational, unfortunately, but that was awesome. Now, the only disappointment I had is one of my favorite classic attractions at Kennywood is Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we weren't able to experience it this time because it's like an upcharge thing. It's only
Only
open.
around that time, yeah. They charge about $13 for what it is. You go in and they have the lights off totally. It's like it's called Ark in the Dark, and you walk in there. They say they give you a flashlight, but there's no flashlight. You might have your cell phone, but you go in there and you're bumping into walls and just try to do it in the dark. There's mixed reviews. I personally won't pay $13 to walk in the Noah's Ark when I've done it before, and I could just
Right.
wait a month later and get back on it without paying $13 for it upcharge.
Well, you got to remember too, if you have a family that's like us, it's closer to $60.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely,
that's why
and
we
that's
passed on it. Yeah.
yeah, that is kind of shaky, and it's kind of like no thank you,
Yeah.
no thank you. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of wonderful things about the Phantom Fall Fest, and I think the upcharge on uh, Noah's Ark is probably not one of them. But yeah,
Yeah, that's honestly though that's the only complaint we had. We really enjoyed the whole park. I don't think there was anything negative. Of course, we always got our staples that we do there. We always do the French fries, the potato patch, and we also go to the Golden Nugget and always get our square ice cream cone thing.
yeah, dip cone,
Those
dip
are always
cone,
a
dip
must.
cone.
Yeah.
That's
So,
Jason.
yeah,
Jason Ricard from Fairly Amused. Every time he goes to the park, we hang out there, and always teasing him. And he's got this thing where he just yells out "dip cone." I don't know where it came from, but we yell out "dip cone" even if we're by the Phantom. Dip cone. I don't know, but it's yeah, some memories. Okay, so we got one
yeah,
more
those
for
are
you.
must do.
We got one more for you, and when it comes to the next generation, this is kind of important. It's close to my heart when it comes to the next generation. And you got kids too, and I'm sure you're trying to teach them what about the music parks and stuff, and why it's so special and everything else. But what should we teach them about when it comes to these parks like Kennywood and the other amusement parks like even Cedar Point? What should we teach them about these parks that we love so much?
Just make some memories, you know. Remember all the good times you had there. Like you said, attractions come and go, but your memories will always stay with you. And just enjoy the parks. Take it all in. Um, Bring your kids there when they have kids. When they have kids, bring them there and keep the memory going, keep the tradition going.
Yeah.
That's probably the most important part. The parks wouldn't be here if it weren't for us. And we want to keep them around for
Yeah.
generations to come. And
Exactly.
we gotta visit them. Yeah,
Yes, definitely. Or we might have a thing like Geauga Lake or Lake Mon Park that sadly happened to us. So,
yeah,
but
yeah.
anyway, go ahead. It's okay. I do that
Oh, I'm
sometimes.
sorry.
I'm getting
I was
better
gonna
at
get into a
it.
rant about Geauga Lake, but
Go ahead. We'll talk about Geauga Lake. Why not?
oh, sure.
So,
Um, Geauga
Why do
Lake.
you think that Geauga? Yeah. Why do you think that closed? And what really think is your opinion on it?
There is a lot of variables there. Of course, the biggest one being Six Flags was going through their bankruptcy at the time, and they were trying to unload some of their debt. So Geauga Lake looked appetizing, to sell. The second part is they wanted to do some additions on the Geauga Lake. However, the county it was located. It's actually, I think, located in two counties. I'm not sure which county it was, wanted Geauga Lake to pay for all the surrounding infrastructure like roads,
Oh, wow.
sewage, water, all that stuff before they would allow them to do the upgrades. And so that was kind of a nail in the
Yeah.
coffin right there. That was millions and millions of dollars Six Flags didn't have, at the
Huh.
time. So they sold it to Cedar Fair. And honestly, I know some people may disagree with me. I think Cedar Fair kind of had it in their mind from the beginning. They wanted to keep it as a park, I think, but they didn't want to grow it any more than what it was because they didn't want competition for Cedar Point, the golden child down the street there. But
Yeah.
if you look at it, it was doomed to fail because they every year it seemed like they removed attractions and they never replaced them. They never added anything in. They took out X Flight, they took out several
That's
other rides.
unfortunate.
I
Yeah.
think they added a picnic pavilion. I think they worked on the water park a bit. But beyond that, they never really added anything to the park. And if you're in the park business, if you're not adding anything new and you're constantly taking out attractions, people are going to stop coming. People looked
Yeah.
at it like, well, why go there if I can just go to Cedar Point? They got this shiny new ride, I want to go on. So,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I think that's what killed it. It was a combination of both Six Flags
Yeah.
and Cedar Fair, but I blame a little bit more on Cedar Fair than I do Six Flags.
Yeah. I think I have so many memories, but if I from that park, and there's wonderful times I spent with my family there. But I think you are starting
Oh
to hit
yeah.
it on the nail on the head or whatever you want to say. And I think too, if you go back and you look at some of the ride exchange programs that Six Flags was doing at the time, I think that's one
Hmm.
of the reasons why X Flight didn't last very long there. And then they took some of those, and correct me wrong, but Serial Thriller wasn't that from another park? And they put it in that park,
No, that was
or
brand new.
was
The
it?
Vekoma Hang and Bang there. That was
Yeah,
brand new to the park. And that was put in, I believe, during the Premiere days when Premiere ran the park. And now it's at Michigan's Adventure.
oh, okay, okay. I could have sworn they
Yeah.
took a ride out of another park and put it in there. Maybe it was a flat ride. I don't know. I'm wrong, but you get what I'm saying. I think during the exchange period, that's why X Flight went, and they put it in where I don't remember where it went. You'll have to correct me if you know it. They removed the X Flight and put it to another park, and about that time they're thinking, oh
Yeah, they
well,
sent it
I
to
know that
Kings
we're going to be
Island. Yeah.
Kings Lion. Thank you. I know about that
Yep,
time they
yep.
were probably thinking selling the park and like, oh well, let's get our monies out, take what we can out of here and put it in our other parks, because
Yeah.
we'll have
Well, I can
some.
only imagine. Sorry, I can only imagine with a ride like that, the maintenance and upkeep on a ride like that is just tremendous.
Yeah.
And with Geauga Lake pulling in lower and lower numbers, they're like, well, "This is a cool ride, but we can't afford to maintain this ride at this park. We're just not pulling in the people. So let's send it to one of our parks where it may, you know."
Yeah, yeah. Okay, with that, please look into the camera and tell everyone what is going on next for Amusement Park Portal and Dave Chapman. Thank you, please.
Oh gosh. Oh, I take it one day at a time, to be honest. There's always something new happening in the amusement industry. But we're looking to grow our YouTube channel, and it's taken off, and our Facebook channel has taken off tremendously. I never would have thought several years ago that it would be at where it is today. And I thank everybody that's subscribed to our platforms. It really does mean a lot to us, and we enjoy all of you. We enjoy the discussions that we have on there, and we enjoy sharing what everybody that's on there loves together. We just love the industry as a whole, and we're looking forward to bigger things in the future. And we got a couple trips that we're planning on this year. Due to health reasons,
Cool.
we had to cancel a couple trips last year, unfortunately, but we're planning on doing them this year. Like we want to get out to California's Great America before it closes down
Awesome.
permanently. Yeah, in California, and then of course we were waiting for all the bugs to get worked out, but we're going to head down to Epic Universe to check that out as well.
Cool.
I'm
Good
excited about
park.
that one. Uh, so look
Oh,
for that
I
stuff coming up.
I would love, and I would want to say I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Love to tell you thank you so much for your time spending the time with me on this
pleasure.
little video. And hopefully, we could actually meet face to face one of these days at the park. We're both ACE
For
members,
sure.
and so,
We'll have to
and
figure it
maybe,
out. We'll have to meet at
yeah,
Kennywood.
maybe sometime at Kennywood, if you're over there on the weekend, just say, "Hey, Chuck, I'm gonna be up," and then we'll meet up, ride the Phantom together. That'd be
For
awesome,
sure.
and I can meet your family too. So, but with that, just so you know, everyone out there, for Kennywood Krazy, another month we're gonna have our next member meetup at Fun for All in Cranberry. Just hopefully I'll be posting that up pretty soon. Um, and for anyone at Music Park Portal, we love you too, guys. And if you are a Kennywood Krazy member, keep on, go up there and check out his YouTube channel, Dave Chapman's YouTube channel. Go check out his, if you're not already subscribed to the Facebook group, which we're going to try to put this video up on. Go ahead, subscribe, and become a member of that family, and vice versa. So, with that, God is good all the time, and love each other with mad, crazy love. All right, spin that theme song. What's up, crazy man?